Welcome back, guys. It's MKG, and I'm doing another episode, a weekly report of the price of Bitcoin. It is we're currently in August 2024, and we see a pretty. I wouldn't even say a pretty big dip. This is normal considering we're in the most bullish time right now with the um halving that just went on, and a lot of the selling that all these other companies are really doing. And it's not just the companies really in America, it's all companies from around the world that are trying to manipulate the market. And also too, you guys got to take into consideration a lot of the stock markets, like in Japan. They had a little crash, or I wouldn't even say little. It was pretty big. I would say it's pretty big. And we're here to talk about how this is just only the beginning, and to helping Bitcoin be to really be established and to really be understood by the many few that are really trying to understand this asset. Because like I said, this from all the money that they've spent over the last 3-4 years, the trillions of dollars, that it goes to show that there's so much money being floated around. There's a lot of I would say, like things that are supposed to be nonprofit. A lot of people are out here profiting a lot of money. There's a lot of money flowing around, and people are right now, they're really preparing for something big that's about to happen, because everyone knows it's out of the norm for a bag of chips or a soda or any type of um even honestly, even like lemons. I think I went to the store, or yeah, I went to the store, and it was like $1.20 for a lemon. And so you just have to think, like, are you really, like, a lot of people, they want to um overspend on things they don't really need. um in this economy right now, just this economy in today's day and age, we're really headed to something that's, it's concerning for the older generation because they understand it more, and also concerning for the new generation coming up, considering they don't really know what they're getting themselves into, at a time like this. And I'm only here really for the financial advice, as in what would be the best thing to invest in this sort of time. A lot of people, they like to go, my major coins that right now that I just specifically stock up on, definitely is gonna be Bitcoin. You do not want to miss out on Ethereum as well. Ethereum has their own ETFs. And I like to just throw in money in I got money in Polygon. I got money in some money in XRP, Solana, other different type of tokens, which there, a lot of these tokens, they're available on Coinbase, and you have a higher chance of actually making some profit with those coins as well. Like, if you want to, if you're mad that you can't afford one Bitcoin and you think you're out, I mean, take just go buy a few coins of a random, I wouldn't go say a random coin. You could always do your research. The information is always there when you're purchasing the coin. But it does not hurt to just store the money and just secure it. Right now, honestly, your most the thing you my thing is what everyone should be worrying about is the security of their funds, because even the banks as of right now, I think what was it that they have to pay back another um 1.2 trillion, I believe it was. So the banks are out a lot of money. Then that's not even considering all the people that are using credit cards that are in debt. Right now it's the all-time highest it's ever been for any credit card usage. People being in debt, having to pay back. um I mean, it goes on. I mean, and then you got all these student loans being granted, which it's like, well, who the people that are going to be paying that in the long run is going to be these 9 to 5 workers. Because think about it, like if I mean, we could just do the math right now. We could just go do the math. All right, let's say each kid, um let's say $40,000 for each kid, and I don't, and I'm that's just it could probably be more, but I'm pretty sure it's around like 40,000. Um, for just paying off the student debt loan if you were to go to college. And for them, let's say, because I know they're not doing it by the hundreds, they're trying to win votes. So they're probably, let's say, 100,000. Um, all right, so that's $40 million right there, just off 1,000 people. If 1,000 people get their student loans, um, basically paid off without them having to pay, that's and that's probably more. That's just only 1,000 people with a $40,000 student loan debt. That $40 million, that's too it, it's too crazy, that's a lot of money, but a lot of that money you have to really think about. There's a lot of money just circulating around, but it seems to be like a lot of these bigger companies, they have all the money now. And since they have all the money, usually what they do is they put their money to work. You know what I'm saying? They don't have their money out, they just have assets. And that's basically why I'm basically, filming this video right now. We're at 55,000. We had a little bump from 57. We had a major drop this week from 63. But I mean, we haven't really been dropping, because when people see the time to purchase, when it's a really good time to purchase, they're gonna purchase. Um, no one, anybody that sees a dip, they just see it is a good opportunity to purchase. Because look at this, is within a year. Within a year, I mean, we're not really down anything. And if you understand Bitcoin from its previous cycle, it's mostly volatile when it's at its peak of its bull run. Let's read the news, what we got for today. Bitcoin's impending death cross might not be so deadly for Bitcoin bulls. I'm thinking it's the death cross, as in, because right now we can't see the death cross, but usually the death cross is usually a sign where gonna go bear market, it's a sell off. But right now, it's just seeming like this is its bottom, 55,000. And I've told a lot of people, because a lot of people know about this coin, but they don't want to purchase. They're like, oh, I'll go purchase it when it's $20,000 again. And I don't know. I honestly, you can't force someone to do. They're just you're gonna learn as you go. And as of right now, it's limited. There's limited. There's limited supply. Is basically the holy grail, basically, because it's limited, and there's so much money, there's so much volume being and just circulation. Three key Bitcoin price metrics highlight traders' lack of enthusiasm. And I think the lack of enthusiasm is really just because everything's becoming expensive. It's becoming harder to live, and a lot of people that are in Bitcoin, they don't like seeing, like, for all right, so for it to from a month from now, it's basically at the same price as it would. I mean, 2,000 off basically. But people get frustrated because they just want it to spike. You know what I'm saying? They expect every day that it's gonna go up in value, which great things, they tend to take time. Morgan Stanley advisors can officially pitch Bitcoin ETFs. Well, and honestly, if you guys want to hear my opinion on ETFs, and it really entirely just it just really it depends on the person. If you're someone that's really busy and does not have time, but you have the money, and you want to you want your percentage, you're expecting your percent return, go ahead, by all means, ETFs. But just know what company you're gonna go with your ETFs, and what would be because each of these investment companies, they take a percentage out of what your whatever you're investing, because you're gonna be making a good amount of money. And that's another thing, they don't want people to be um people that are self custody to, like, their own wallet, because it just fucks them over in the end. They think like it's like, but at the same time, it's like not really, because if you worked for your money, you should be in control of all your money that you worked for. Bitcoin addresses holding over zero point 0.1 near all-time high admin price dip. So there's so many people. Well, honestly, what this means, the Bitcoin addresses holding over 0.1. You gotta understand, Bitcoin is a lot of money per coin, and a lot of people have been watching by the years and trying to accumulate, even in other countries. So over zero point 0.1 is a great amount of even if it's not one Bitcoin, 0.1 is a lot, because who knows what that's going to be worth within 20, 30 years from now, or you know whoever, whenever you feel like you want to cash out. But Fedi launches a Bitcoin operating system for communities. Michael Saylor announces he owns 1 billion in Bitcoin personally. Or so basically and that's another thing too. A lot of people that don't really have, like, I don't listen to I don't take advice from people that don't have money. And I feel like that was the best advice I've ever, like, um like, taken. Like, if you're gonna take advice from a broke person, you like look at where they're at. You know, and you just gotta look at where that person's at and what they did, and you know, and ultimately you just don't want to be doing no illegal stuff. You want to be having a good business, something that's gonna be positive for the people, you know, and that could help build this country. But this, all right. So basically, long story short, this guy, and I've talked about him in previous videos. He's a wealthy person. I mean, $1 billion is a lot of money. And right now, someone owning $1 billion in Bitcoin, that's a lot of money just sitting in Bitcoin. And that's just personally, because he owns MicroStrategy, which it's also has um their money invested in Bitcoin. So there's there's billions of dollars. I mean, it's $1 trillion market cap, and it's just growing. It'll probably hit 2 to 3 within, who knows, maybe the next cycle. It's growing too rapidly, but like I've told you in the past previous episodes, it's getting to that point where it's gonna be too late to even afford any amount, and it doesn't look like it. But all it takes is one person or a few entities or a few corporations with large amounts of money that the average minimum wage worker has never even seen or touched or even imagined in his whole entire life. Just thrown all in there all at once, and it just spikes the market like nothing, and it is like nothing other than what you've ever seen ever, other than the previous last bull cycle. What I mean, and if you don't believe me, go watch Wall Street. If Wall Street's so invested and so excited, why the fuck wouldn't you be? Of course they're gonna fucking try to manipulate it, but are you gonna be manipulated, or are you gonna play their game? And it's not even about playing them or nothing. I mean, honestly, it's just about trying to survive, really, at this point. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on, but and honestly, if you're really prepared for all the things, like if you're, um, you know, you can't invest all your money in it. You always gotta have money left to the side, because, you know, like right now in this economy, you never know. You just have, you know, like I said, just stock up on food. If you're the normal average 9 to 5 person, anything you really think you're gonna need for the next, I would say, 3 to 6 months, at least 3 to 6 months, and at least have cash that could hold you up for 3 to 6 months. And they don't gotta be by the thousands, but you just, I'd say, you know what, just prepare, be safe, and, you know, prayers to everybody out in the Middle Eastern war, or I don't even know if it's a war. That's really, I mean, it looks like a war. They make it seem like it's a war, but prayers to all the people that have, you know, lost their lives. Hopefully, it could all change. It seems like it seems what it seems to me like, when there's a lot of less money for people, and this, you know, when there's a lot of less money for the average person, they just these people just tend to change for the worse. And I've seen it. I worked with a lot of co-workers. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. But personally, I mean, just you can't, you just gotta get your priorities straight. You can't focus on anything. You gotta stay determined and focus on what's really assigned to you. What's calling your name, what pops up in your thoughts. Because if you're not, you're gonna fall behind, you're gonna slack off, and time's not on your side. No matter what age you are, if you're 50 years old, time's not on your side, or 70-year old, your time's not on your side. Same thing as if you're a 20-year-old or a 15-year-old, time's not on your side. Time's ticking. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys take everything I said into consideration. I hope you guys like, share, subscribe, and just have a good weekend. I'll hit you guys up probably with a Call of Duty video or something like that, maybe around this week. But I just wanted to give you guys an update. Don't lose no hope. You don't want to lose any hope in this sort of time. And if you have any other questions, I mean, feel free. I got a whole playlist of Bitcoin videos that I post every week. If you guys just wanna, it should be in my playlist on my YouTube. But I'll leave you guys at that. Enjoy the rest of your guys' night. Take care. Peace.